Hey YouTube warriors, today I want to share with you some tips as a preceptor or a coach or a teacher on how to make sure that you are staying on top of remote learning. I know with COVID-19 and the pandemic, most of the learnings occur online, and like you, I also have students who have to do remote learning. I thought it'd be nice to just share with you. Again, my students are fourth year pharmacy students in a hospital site, but I bet whatever I share with you, you can kind of take that, extrapolate, and adapt it to whatever that you need based on your practice site. So first things first, thank you for taking on students during this pandemic. I know it's like we all don't have that crystal ball to know when it's all going to resolve, but I think this is the future of learning, so might as well adapt to it and be flexible, and let's make the best of it. And that's what we did at our facility. Some of the hospitals don't take students, so we end up expanding our capacity to take additional students. And as a preceptor, I think it's a mindset change because we prefer to have students on site, during the hours we're there, so we can help to coach them along the way and help them to learn to the best of their ability. However, with physical distancing, we want to ensure we also provide a safety guard in terms of ensuring folks are not are crowded, right? So one strategy that we take is number one is being flexible as a preceptor. I think just again, like what I mentioned in terms of mindset change, think about the traditional way, and now you got to be more adaptive and innovative on what are something that you can delegate / give your students to do when they're not on site. There's certain things that have to be on site, taking care of patients, rounding on the floor. Depending on your rotations, right? But I think just gotta think proactively. What are something that you can give to the students to do that they can do off-site and having access to everything that you have? Nowadays with technology, a lot of things like patient care, electronic health record, you can do that electronically. So the students can do that at home and still seeing patients remotely. And if you're around as remotely, that will also be good as well. So number one is be flexible, be adaptive to change. Number two is think of things that they can do remotely and be able to delegate some of that, including journal club, drug information, anything from a chart review, maybe some quality improvement projects that they need to do, and that can be done remotely from looking at patients' charts at home, given the capability of your electronic health record. That's two. Third thing is leverage other preceptors around you. So if you're doing, for example, internal medicine rotations, if you have a few other colleagues are doing internal medicine rotations, leverage where instead of you doing topic discussion every single topic discussion with the individual student, this might be a good collaboration opportunity where you can talk to other preceptors and have them also facilitate topic discussions, because I bet they also do topic discussion with the students too. And that's what we did. We actually designated like a Friday at 2 to 3 p.m. and that's a presentation day, just because I know everybody's busy, your plates are full, and trying to coordinate all that. So we try to synchronize and standardize our presentation time, and we actually have it going electronic. So it's through an online platform we call WebEx, or people use Microsoft Teams or Zoom. There's so many platforms out there. And we have the students chime in to the WebEx, our electronic platform, and they would present as if they were presenting like elsewhere, and then the preceptor would provide insights and provide information and also clinical pearls. So that has been working really well for us, and I thought that was a pretty neat thing. And in addition, it was a great thing for our students to learn from each other and see what others are doing in terms of topic discussion. Some students do a handout, some do a PowerPoint, whichever format, and it's just a way for them to learn from each other and also from the preceptors. And the neat thing with the topic discussion for us is that we don't mandate all the preceptors to come. It's really the one that has kind of the primary preceptor. So it was the student with that preceptor, then that person would attend plus another preceptor. Ideally, if there are other preceptors that can come, great. but I think it's hard to say trying to attend to all of our topic discussion. So that's one thing we did that was really well organized and structured. And like I said, Friday 2 to 3, most of us, we already have that mental capacity saying, okay, that's the time that I'm going to go and do other thing and be able to attend to the student. Fourth thing is check in with your student on a regular basis. And you can use the electronic platform to have a little more FaceTime. So phone is great, but I think the big drawback to it is that you don't really see the facial expression, the puzzle look, the deer in the headlight, and the what, all that little nuances when it comes to nonverbal. And I think having some sort of FaceTime capability is great. And I would say a routine check-in with the students. So that could mean on a weekly basis, you check in on Thursday at 2, or on a daily basis, you guys after rounds and check in at 2 p.m. And it could be like a very short, right? Like 10, 15, 30 minutes, and just see how the student's doing. And I think it will help them to also structure their day as well. Because keep in mind, it's not something that is new for you, it's also new for the student. So you're trying to make it as comfortable as possible for them, given the expectation that they have to do from that standpoint. All right. Lastly, in terms of things that I find very successful for our students, is that we also stagger our students. So we did like a hybrid on-site and remote, and we tried to have at least 2 to 3 students on site. We have a total of 4 students. So on sites that has a bigger number of students, that might be a challenge, but I think you use the same concept in terms of staggering the students. So if you're able to do, and if your hospital or system is able to accommodate, I would say maybe try to have the student on site for at least 2 to 3 days a week, just so they don't necessarily like miss the beat. Because when you're being on site, I can definitely say it's very different when you're remotely at home. But having them, having a schedule to structure them where they'll be at least on site for 2 to 3 days a week, and maybe do it stagger like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so it doesn't feel like they're really out of the loop. And the preceptor too is also a way for them to connect with the student and not feel like they're out of touch. So I hope you find that helpful. I think it's been a really challenge for all of us going through this process, and there are many ways that we're still learning, but I think this is the future of learning, and if it helps our patients, it helps our employees and our students to ensure that they get the rotation and be able to graduate on time, I think it is worth the efforts and the dedication to make it work. And I want to say thank you to all the preceptors, all the teachers, all the faculty out there to make this possible, because I know it's a new age of learning and a new way of adapting, and I really appreciate you guys doing that. And as always, I love to hear your feedback on those that done this, and what are 2 things that you felt that was good or that was useful for you as a preceptor. As always, until next time, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos. I'm going to make one for students, tips on remote learning, and I would love to hear your comments. Hit the bell button, because for next video, you'll be the first to know. Until next time, my warriors, take care.